To start with, I must congratulate you all for being here, because I appreciate the time and effort it takes to go through webinars or workshops and then access the courses. So it is not easy. So though it is a free course that you have got from that you have received after attending one of my workshops or webinars, I must really appreciate your sincerity and intention to go through this course, because I totally understand that understanding the need for improvement in individuals' capacity, whether it is in personal career or professional career, is the first important thing. Once we understand the need, obviously, then the next step is to find out the answers. And once we start finding out the answers, then there can be multiple options. The next important thing is to take action. Now, in this specific case, since you are watching this video in the Career Supercharged Primer, you have basically crossed the first necessary step of understanding the need to improve certain aspect of your career. Then you have taken efforts. You have made sincere efforts to find out the answers, because of which you could attend webinar or workshop from Career Driving School. And the next stage is, once you get the idea of certain solutions, through this video you are trying to understand what can be done so that your existing aspect of careers can be improved, or there can be some additional benefits or value addition from other sources, for example Career Driving School. So I must congratulate you for this. The second aspect is, I must congratulate you for one more thing. See, there are so many people who are doing mistakes in life, and then there are so many people who are trying to find out ways and means of avoiding those mistakes. The important point is for the people who are making mistakes to share with these people, so that there's a collaboration. The people who are making mistakes and the people who are trying to understand how the mistakes can be avoided. So this is exactly what is happening in this case. In this specific case, we are trying to find out certain aspects or certain important points which will help you in avoiding mistakes, career mistakes. Whereas on the other hand, I have made some mistakes and I'm trying to share this with you so that you can learn from them. So we can always be selfish enough to learn from others' mistakes instead of insisting on making all the mistakes ourselves. So that is the most basic minimum selfishness that all of us must have, in my opinion. The third important point why I'm congratulating you is, this is a very interesting time because of the corona and other pandemic, and the political and the social financial turmoil happening across the globe, including Europe, America, Middle East, Asia, Africa. There is a lot of turmoil in the industry, and the demand and supply gap, or the generation of demand, is getting skewed in a very, very unhealthy way, we can say. And that is directly impacting the industry and the employment generation powers of these industries, which is why so many people are losing their jobs and so many people are in search of jobs, and there are no jobs to be found. So this is an interesting time, though I must congratulate you that you are trying to improve on on certain aspect of your career, so that it can help you in the long run. So as I said, you are at the right place, because we are trying to address the basic issue here, which is related to career supercharge. So beyond a certain point in time, we have once we get out of the school or college, we obviously have no control over what our career performance was, or other career record was. How many grades or how many marks we have achieved in schools and colleges becomes irrelevant once we get out of the schools and colleges. And especially after first job, the importance of these academic records tends to diminish over a period of time. I am not at all saying that it is not important. It is obviously important. It develops attitude and aptitude inside a person and the ability to learn. But at the same time, if you are not good at academics, if you are average or below average, then obviously it cannot be a baggage throughout your life, which you will have to carry and which will negatively impact your prospects of career growth. We need to avoid this, because I have seen so many people who were not very good in academics, and since they were not good in academics, they had made up their mind that since I am not good at school, I will not be able to achieve anything substantial in my life. Whereas there are some people who were not at the same time, who were not good at all in the school, but they are doing fantastically well in their lives and careers, because they have acquired certain additional skill sets which are basically helping them supercharge their careers, and that is exactly what we are trying to learn here. So before we start, let me put one more point here. I am not at all against being a topper, or I am not at all against being a excellent student. It is obviously a very good asset. I myself am a topper, but at the same time, if I'm a topper, I cannot guarantee that my career will be successful. Beyond my academic qualification and excellence, I need to acquire certain skills over a period of 30 40 years of my career, which will help me supercharge my career. I cannot guarantee. I've seen a lot of people who say that since I'm a topper in school and college, my career should be automatically successful. That is not the reality. It is not the fact. If you're a topper or excellent or exceptional in academic studies, obviously you will get a head start. The positive impact of academic record tends to stay in initial phases of careers, 1 2 3 4 years, and then it starts to get diminished. On the other hand, if you are below average or above or average student, the baggage that you are carrying of substandard performance at school or college, it basically impacts you most in the first 2 3 years when you are trying to get into the industry. But once you get into industry and once those 2 3 years are over, obviously then your performance, what you actually do in your job, is far more important than what you did in the school or colleges. It is actually the bottom line here is everybody, whether you are an exceptional student or average student or a below average student, you have every opportunity in your life to achieve whatever success that you are capable of and whatever success that you want to achieve, whatever ambition that you have. So this is a positive aspect of everything, and that is exactly what we are trying to achieve here. Unfortunately, not all of us can be toppers. There can be some mistakes students make while they're in colleges, schools, and they have to pay for those mistakes throughout their lives. And we are trying to diminish that negative impact. On the other hand, those people who are toppers and exceptional in their academic records, we are trying to help them to sustain their momentum so that their careers are also supercharged and they achieve to the maximum ability of their competence and efficiency. So this is what the objective is. That is why we are at career supercharged primer. So I was just going through this. So this is why we are at career supercharged primer. Now before we start, let me just give you an introduction of these fishes, the ecosystem that is on the left side of the screen. Now it is basically an ecosystem of our life. It is a typical life script that each of us follow. If you are working in a company, or if it's in a society, or if in any other setup, these are typical characters, I would like to say, that we can see across us: good people, bad people, the ugly people, the helpful, the unhelpful, the ungrateful, the efficient, the lazy, the minions, the toadies, and all sorts of people, the good boss, the bad boss. We tend to meet everybody and anybody, different characters in our life, in our office. The most important part is we cannot choose them. The people who we work with, we cannot be in position to choose these people. They are there without our choice, and we don't have any choice other than to work with them. That is exactly what makes it more interesting. So the gentleman who is laughing in the center is a boss, a typical boss, a tiger shark of the system, who can eat anybody and everybody, since he's an apex predator in your ecosystem. So he can, if you see at his feet, there are some skeletons lying, whom were live eaten by this tiger shark, or in our parlance, who were actually thrown away out of the company, or who were shown the door in the company, or who were not treated very well by the boss. So this is a typical ecosystem, and there is no way out. Whether in office or sports team or college or school or society or any other setup wherein two or more people are coming together to work, obviously this scenario is going to play. The next point is there are two gentlemen on the top side. These are called killer whales or orcas. Now you will be thinking, wow, why killer whales are in this picture? Now before I explain this to you, let me share the information that this specific picture is used on my cover page of my book Office Politics, which is workplace politics basically. So it is a book that I written 2 years ago, and it has got a good response from the crowd. Since office politics is a ghost everybody has seen and nobody talks about, it is a very sensitive topic that people tend to avoid, and they are suffering from office politics day in and day out. So this is what the cover page consists of, and this is exactly what the picture is. Coming back to killer whales. Now killer whales are basically, you will know, killer whales are the biggest animals or the fishes in the waters. So killer whales, typically there is no documented evidence that killer whales have attacked human beings as of now. But the important point here is tiger sharks have attacked anybody and everybody that moves, including human beings. Now these killer whales are called orcas. Killer whales are very intelligent. They can kill tiger sharks very easily. Now the important point here is to understand is, in our parlance, if it is office, The fishes circling around the boss, that is tiger shark, are our colleagues, whereas the killer whales on the top are our owners, company owners or promoters or financiers who have complete control over the CEO or the boss of the company. This is what the logic here is. Coming back to killer whales and tiger sharks, killer whales can very easily kill tiger sharks. Tiger sharks have a very peculiar weakness which killer whales tend to exploit and kill them very easily without much fight actually. So what I would suggest to you is, instead of me giving all the answers, you please go to Google, and you can always search for this answer. You can type how killer whales killing tiger shark, and you will be surprised to understand weakness or the tiger shark has, and which gets exploited by killer whales, and how tiger sharks gets killed very easily. It is interesting. It is assignment for you basically to find out how killer whales can kill tiger sharks. It will be interesting. I am looking forward to the answers from you. So the next point here is about career supercharged primer. We understood what the situation is. Now it is a global context is far more important than whatever we have discussed as of now. Now when I say global, it is combination of global and local. In local context is our academic background, our social background, our family background, and our upbringing, basically the thought process that we have in our mind. Whereas the global context is the opportunities that are coming, the threats that are coming from the global market, and the changes that are happening across the globe. So it is all interconnected now. Now we are in a global village because of the extent of modern technologies, the development of modern technologies and the communication mediums. We can communicate and maybe travel to a nook and cranny of the globe very easily now. Reaching London is no more than a 10 or 12 hours job. Reaching New York is no more than a 24 to 21 hours of job. Now in the history of mankind, maybe other than the exceptional mention of Pushpak aircraft in Ramayana, I have not seen any other generation, maybe barring last 100 years after the invention of aircrafts. None of them had the opportunity of traveling so fast across the globe and to take advantage of all these opportunities that are present across the globe. Now we are lucky to be here at this point in time because there are so many opportunities around us which can be taken care of, and there are transportation medium, communication medium to help us at all walks of life. So this is what the global context is. Now the positive and negative thing. The positive thing is, because of this transportation and the technologies that are evolving, we can go to any place on the earth and start our own business or work there as an employee, utilizing our skills and knowledge and experience, and get monetized or get paid for it. And there is no limit. You'll be aware of so many of your friends and neighbors and colleagues and seniors who are working across the globe, in Japan, in Africa, in Middle East Asia, then in Europe, and then America, even including South America. So many of my friends are working in Brazil and Lima and Peru, etc. It has been a fantastic career for them. So the point here is, we are at a point in time wherein we can spread across the globe. We can spread across the globe and use our talent, knowledge, sincerity, ability to work hard, and education to get advantage of all these opportunities and situations that are available across the globe. Basically job situations I'm talking about. On the other hand, so this is the positive aspect of it. The negative aspect is, just like we are getting out of India, we can get out of India and explore all these opportunities because of so many things happening across the globe, in Europe and America and Asia and Africa. The political turmoil, the social turmoil, the financial issues, the corona pandemic, etc. The situation in different countries and different continents is different. So people, just like, for example, if India is doing well, at least we are maintaining the momentum of growth. Obviously, just like we getting out of India and trying to explore the opportunities, people across the globe can also come to India and explore the job opportunities and business opportunities in India, which is a good sign and bad sign both. Good sign for the economy, bad sign for the competition. Because if global competition starts coming in, if global competition starts pouring in into India for job and employment and business, obviously most of them will be English speaking. Not all, most of them will be. And some of us have a major issue with English. That is first aspect. And global competition, we'll have to basically compete with these global candidates for local jobs. And that's, some of you may be thinking that I'm exaggerating the point here, but the signals or the symptoms that I'm getting It won't be too far that we will see people competing for MIDC jobs. For example, in Maharashtra, Industrial Development Corporation Board (MIDCs), which wherein workshops and manufacturing units are located. I will not be surprised if I see people from Philippines, Asia, Jordan, Oman, even Europe and America, South America come here and vie for a job. So that I don't see it is a very far away. So the winter is coming, as they say in Game of Thrones. So we should be ready. So this is what the global context is. Until unless we are ready for this, whatever background we have, whatever foundation we have, we need to build on it. We obviously cannot be sulking at the past record that we have in academics and schools and colleges. We need to build on whatever we have, and we need to be ready for this global onslaught that we can expect anytime soon. So whether it is a threat or opportunity depends on how we react to it. As you know, there is a good universal formula: E plus R is O. Event plus response is outcome. Now these are all events which are beyond our control. We obviously cannot control any of these events happening in India, in Maharashtra or India or globe or Europe or America or whatever place across the globe. So events are inevitable. We do not have any control on events. What we can control is our reaction. What we can control is how we react to this situation, so that the outcomes can be different. If event is A and my response is B, the outcome will be A plus B. If event is A and my response is changed to C, obviously the outcome will be AC. Try to understand what I'm trying to say. So events are even inevitable. The way we react to them will decide our future. That is exactly why, are we ready for this? If you are not ready, this is going to be a major threat for all of us. And if you are ready for this, it is going to be a golden opportunity for us, for our career growth and for supercharging our careers and spreading across the globe. Just like British spread across the globe in 18th century, maybe 17th century onwards they started slowly, and the 18th was the pinnacle of their global empire. 19th century first 3 decades were the pinnacle of their global. So this is where they started getting out of the countries and went back to Britain. But 18th century was the pinnacle of their career. What I'm trying to say is the way they spread across the globe and ruled the world, we also have the same opportunity of spreading across the globe and ruling the world in terms of our knowledge, education, ability to work hard, sincerity and honesty. So we are at the right place at right time. Only point here is whether we can take advantage of situation or not. And we can take advantage of the situation only if we are ready for it. That is exactly why Career Supercharged Primer